So what are some of the common pitfalls that couples and stepfamilies face? Well, I think I'll put it this way. Couples and stepfamilies need to understand that they swim in a different ocean than couples in first marriages. What do I mean by that? Well, first of all, there's some different undercurrents in the stepfamily ocean. It's not just about the couple. That's lesson number one. When you're swimming, well, that's about you and the other person. But when you get into the ocean, it's about everything going on around you. That's really important when it comes to understanding step-couple relationships and the step-family dynamic. So what's one of the undercurrents? Well, one of the undercurrents in this ocean is loss. It's sadness. There's been a loss at some point, whether by death, by divorce, or out-of-wedlock pregnancy, and now there's a parent who's not in the picture. Whatever that story is, there's grief. And that grief isn't just behind you, it comes with you in your heart and in the hearts of your kids. And so they carry that into this new ocean, this new family, and it impacts their openness. For example, a child's openness to their new step-parent or step-siblings. I mean, sometimes they like you, and that's kind of the problem because they're afraid to trust you because you might go away. Or if they do like you, then they feel disloyal to their other biological parent who's living in the other home, or that parent who's deceased, and they still have a strong sense of loyalty to that parent. And so this undercurrent of loss is always impacting what's going on in the ocean. There's some other things different in this ocean. There's different sharks. There's different things that cause stress, and conflict, and sometimes bite you. And oftentimes it's really unforeseen, like an ex-spouse situation that creates a lot of stress between the exes, but then the current spouse, the step-parent, is kind of upset about how their spouse is handling that ex, and now the two of you are fighting because of what's going on with that person in the other home. How did that happen? Where'd that shark come from? Sometimes the shark is money, and our fear around I want to make sure my kids are taken care of if I pass away. Well, then how does that money get shared with stepchildren? How does that money get shared with the new spouse? What's the provision there? What if we get married and I have a lot of assets and you don't have any? Or you got liabilities? Now what do we do? How do we work that out? Sometimes those are the sharks. There's a lot of really different sharks, and you've got to be aware of how to deal with those, how to avoid those in order to protect your marriage relationship. There's something else that's different about the step-family ocean. It's the water temperature. It's a little cooler. The first marriage ocean is much warmer. Trust is a lot easier to accomplish in a first marriage. But after you get bit, and after you've suffered some pain and you go into a second marriage, you gotta watch that part of your heart that's guarded and cautious and finds it more difficult to trust. It's just a little cooler temperature in this ocean. For a lot of couples, they don't even realize how strong that fear is, that fear of getting hurt again, and it kind of eats away at trust and their willingness to give, to sacrifice on behalf of the other. So, being aware of those things helps couples guard and protect their marriage. I often tell couples, if you're going to make a mistake, err on the side of protecting your marriage. Learn about the sharks, understand how to avoid them, understand that undercurrent. You can't get rid of it, it's there. We just have to know what to do about it in your heart, in your marriage, and in your kids, and in your stepchildren. And then understand that fear issue and trust and how you really dive deep into God's great ocean of marriage. How you do that with one another and with all the kids and everybody around you. You manage that, and you can have a smart step family.